Hey guys, I'm Sean.
I'm Bennett.
We're Co-op Entertainment. We're right here at Mcfarland High School, right behind us.
We got the tennis courts put on. This is going to be the side of Mcfarland High School, but we're doing this in honor of our review right now. You guessed it, Mcfarland USA. Let's do it.
Mcfarland USA is a story of a team of runners and dedicated family members and citizens of the city of McFarland coming together and overcoming odds that not a lot of people realize in their life. Bennett, both of us are from around the area of McFarland. Yeah. I am 5 minutes away. What did you think of this film? What was your connection to this film, it being so close to where you're from?
I actually thought it was really good, just for starters. It was more central because it was from McFarland, of which I'm from Bakersfield and you're from Delano. Mm-hmm. So it was really around our specific area, and it hit me closer just because this is actually where it happened. Like, we're not even 20 minutes away from McFarland itself, and it's really inspiring to know the history of this track team and, you know, get a good feel like this actually happened 30, 20 odd years ago.
I definitely feel connected to this film. I'm not from McFarland, again, like Ben said. I'm from Delano, but it's in my backyard, 5 minutes away, you know, hop, skip, and a jump away from where I live. And
just a jog away, man.
Yeah, it's literally a jog away. I could jog here maybe, it would take me a couple days, but...
Let's go.
But I definitely feel connected. I'm of mixed race, and though I've never worked the fields in my life, this opened my eyes to that side of things, a side of life that I've always had knowledge of because of my friends, because of living in Delano. I've always had this knowledge of this lifestyle. It connected
me with the hardship. What everyone had, what they have to go through, and understanding, you know, these kids and their families, they go through this on a daily basis. I know people who still go through this, who I work with at my other job out in Dunhone. So it's really cool to hear and see from both sides, like, wow, this is crazy, they're getting up 5 in the morning and doing that, and then go back
earlier
to school,
than 5.
And you know, it's not just about that, but it's also, you know, it's also about this inspiring coach who has been from job to job. He's hopping job to job, and
hasn't been able to find.
He hasn't been finding anything, and then all of a sudden
he's a square peg, and he finally found a square hole.
Exactly, and then he decides, I want to do a track team, and I see that these kids have potential, and I want to help them reach their goal, and that's what the movie is about. And that's what's really inspiring overall.
And this, of course, this movie is based on a true story. So I don't know the complete history of the 1987 team, even though I'm only that far away. But you know, there are probably some parts that are embellished or moved around a little bit to connect to make it a cohesive story. They do show Coach White, you know, coming from all over the place, and he wants to find something for himself, for his family. You know, he wants to coach a team. He's around sports. He loves it. It seems from what I got from him. He sees potential, like you said.
Just from watching them run around the track, and after coming the first day of his PE just a teacher, PE teacher, and he's just watching these kids run around, and you know, his daughter comes up and he goes, "Wow, they're fast," and that's when he's like, click, let's do it. Like, I want to do a track team. There's nothing in regulations that says I can't do a track team. They show Coach White, and he's basically being inspired from this idea that he's watching these kids run on the track, just you know, take a lap. And these two guys are competing, and he's like, "Oh, you like how I smoke you, Holmes?" And I apologize for hitting you right there. Yeah, it was really cool, and it gave him this like really good idea. And then from there, it spawned him to push these kids forward and reach their potential. And having to get the team together is a little bit difficult. It proves difficult for him, but later on in the movie, in the film, you see that he actually was able to do this. And then, you know, he goes soft, he gets harder, and the kids really see that, wow, he cares, and that, you know, he actually goes out with the kids to earn their time so they can be on the track team. For all three of the brothers.
I appreciate what this story did, what this movie did. There's a few big notes that I think that this movie helped with. One, it put on the big screen the struggles that people go through that a lot of major America doesn't know about. They think that the Mexicans, Hispanics, or immigrants and migrants are just that. They're not worth it. A lot of people don't realize the struggle
which is completely wrong.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I've talked to so many people, and I get this. They don't understand.
There's no general sense about it. They just have this stigmatism.
Yeah, yeah.
They shouldn't be like that.
Immigrants are bad. Let's no immigration. Keep them out. No, I know that's what you hear, and I feel that this movie puts right there in the forefront. Like, regardless of what you think of immigrants in any different way, I feel that this movie did a good job of showing that no matter where you come from, immigrant or being American, you can come from it and
no
you
matter
can
where
succeed.
you come. Yeah, exactly. No matter where you come from, if you put your mind to it, you have the drive, the motivation.
The drive, yes.
You can do anything, absolutely anything. It doesn't matter what your background is. If you want to go to school, go to college, you do that, man. You can do it. Drive. You need to have the inspiration and to do so, and
that's all you need.
That's all you really need. Anyone, you can be anyone, any person, and do anything as long as you put your mind to it.
The couple other things that I noticed that I got from this movie is, one, the making of this movie. There were people in this movie that I told you while we were watching. I was like, oh, I know that person.
Oh,
I literally know that person. Oh, that person, one of the main actors, one of the main cross-country runners, I know is one of my best friends, like cousins. And so I like what they did for the city. They actually filmed here for two to 3 weeks. They brought some life to this neighborhood. They actually filmed it where they did what they should do in a lot of movies when they're basing it on someplace. Instead of just going to like British Columbia to get the tax break, or Atlanta, Georgia, because they get a lot of tax breaks. So they filmed it where
they can bring the history.
It brought the history to
home, to the screen,
to
the area.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that. And then the other thing it did for me, being from a small town, a little bigger than Mcfarland, but a small town, is it reminded me the quinceañera scene. That scene right there, cool. That scene reminded me why I love Delano. And
it's tradition.
At the same time, I hate Delano. Oh, okay. I want to get out.
Okay.
But it reminded me how much I love it, how much I love that side of my ethnicity, that side of my family, the parties, the
it's a part of the culture, that
the music, the food.
That makes it exciting.
You know, when they're eating and she just keeps serving them enchiladas.
And he's just about to throw up, and the guy goes, you know, it's also rude to throw up on a table too.
Yeah, like that stuff reminds me of why I love this small area, and I love the small towns, and I love that side of my ethnicity. So those are a few things that brought up for me. Did it bring anything out of you that like you just like felt good about?
Okay, so throughout the movie, I was really inspired. I was actually cheering for Mcfarland the whole time when they first were competing with Visalia.
Glad you were. Glad you go for Visalia there, man.
And you know, it was cool to see that these kids, they wanted to do this. And Danny Diaz, man, he was a beast.
He's running his butt off the whole movie.
The whole movie,
and it finally paid off.
And he comes in and he just takes the kill
in the state championships.
In the state championships.
Yeah.
So the whole movie, man, I'm basically just cheering for Mcfarland. I thought it was awesome to see these kids have the strive and wanting to thrive. Throughout the whole movie, they're becoming more and more of, you know, the greater of themselves. So I was completely inspired by the whole movie. The part when they're basically going over running over the almond seeds, the pounds of almond seeds. That was really cool. Only basically because you know, that's the struggle. Each almond, you know, each almond
is there because of them.
Is there because of them, and their struggle to overcome that themselves in itself is like is a metaphor.
And White didn't even know about it.
It's a what do you call that thing? It's an icon, or it's like imagery to their struggle and them overcoming their struggles. So that was really cool.
Yes.
And then when they actually do get their first entry into state, and how they go to San Jose and go to the beach. That was a really cool like moment in the movie where
I really hope that
everything just lets go, and it's just celebrate like, oh my god, like we did this, guys, and now they have more motivation to move ahead and do this. So I know the part at the quinceañera, I was like in the moment where if I was Mr. White, I was kind of tearing up a little bit there. I was like, dude, like what if that was my daughter? You know, what if that happened to my daughter? I would be really upset. You know, I'm not even married, I don't have a kid right now, but I'm just saying, if that was my daughter, like, I would be scared of my life. And in my head, like, I was thinking the same thing as Mr. White, like, we need to get out of here, this is not a safe location. But then when his wife describes, you know, they pushed her out of the way so that way she would be protected. All she got was skid marks while you know,
the uncle got stabbed.
The uncle got stabbed right in the gut. So that's
shows
really
family.
Cool. Yeah, it's a familia.
Yeah,
it's cool. So throughout the movie, I was really inspired. I was really pulling for Mcfarland. At the end, I was cheering in my head. I was like, good job.
Another touching moment, you just touched on like that one right there for you. A touching moment for me was when they read Jose Cardenas' poem, his haiku poem, whatever it was. That really hit me because it really kind of brings to the forefront what they thought about and how they felt when they were running, how it was freeing, and it made them feel like they were above everything, that they've all like let go of everything.
Yeah, and they put it behind them.
Yeah, and so that was really touching for me. I had to do a little pretending like my nose itched, and I went I wiped the tear. But it was good. It was very inspirational. Now, overall, this film, for me, it's not, and we were talking about this a little bit, it's not too much of a pro, a con, good thing, bad thing. For me, this is a Disney movie. It's a Disney underdog film, and it has that charm of a Disney underdog film, like Remember the Titans. And so it has that charm. And so for me, the most important thing is, did it hit what the notes it's supposed to? Was it inspiring? Was the acting in it good enough to make you believe that inspiration? And for me it was.
And yes.
Was the story good enough for you? It was for me.
It was.
You know, so that's the kind of movie that I feel it was.
Yeah. I felt
we both feel that way.
Yeah, I think the acting was great, everything was believable, not one person breaks out of it, even the kids themselves. Thomas Valles, sorry. So Thomas, the character who plays Thomas Valles, when he's on the almond seeds, like, he's very emotional. He didn't break character once. So
no, he did a really good job, and
everyone did a good job.
What I think about that scene was really good, just from a filmmaking standpoint, is that's a one shot. There's no cut in there. He literally, his guy, the character, the actor, ran up and down around numerous times, and he still was able to keep his composure in that scene that was very dramatic, and he was still able to hit the notes.
You could tell there wasn't any cuts.
Yeah, it was entire one shot, and that there was no cuts right there, and I like that. I like that he did a good job with that.
It was flawless. Yeah.
When I say that stuff too as well, the drama in this film, it wasn't manufactured drama. It seemed like it was all natural, based on their lives, what they had to go through, and I appreciate that.
What do you mean manufactured?
Oh, they didn't throw in anything. I didn't feel that they threw in some villain. They didn't throw in some villain to make the drama more like the big football team that's overpowering anything. The thing that they overcame.
Antagonist.
Yeah, there was no antagonist aside from what they were just overcoming. Yeah. Overcoming the daily life struggles, and I feel that they succeeded with that, and I like that it wasn't manufactured. It was just part of the story. It was just natural. It seemed natural to me.
They didn't just throw it in there to have more drama.
Yeah. Okay. It was more natural. The story was so more natural. All right. So based on all the things that we've said regarding this film, Bennett, what would you say about this? Would you recommend it to people? I don't want to give this a score this week.
I'm not going to give it a score.
Would you say? What would you say about this film? What would you say to the people watching the video?
Guys, it's a really inspiring film. It's one that really brings home if you're from the Kern district or your Kern County area. So I think you guys really need to go see this. It's close. Go check out Mcfarland here in California if you haven't. It's actually really cool. It's a really close community, and it's something to go see. And we drove past earlier, so it was cool to see how everything is just expanded based off this track team and how much this track team honors the school itself. And you guys need to go see this movie regardless.
I definitely feel that you guys should see this movie. It's worth your $10 at the movie theater. Yeah. It's definitely worth it. Go see it. You're gonna be touched. You're gonna be inspired. It might open your eyes as well if you haven't been.
Cheer, man. The whole audience we're cheering.
If you haven't been exposed to this kind of life, if you don't know or aren't aware of it, this actually happens every day. This is definitely an eye-opener, and I definitely think it's good to see these things. It'll make you grateful for what you've come from, and it'll make you want to work harder to be a better person in life.
Yeah, like you just said, it's an eye-opener. It gives you more of an expanded idea about the tradition and culture that surrounds this area. Yeah. So you guys need to go see this one. I absolutely recommend it.
Yes, we both do. So that's it for our review of
wrap that up.
Mcfarland USA, guys. It's getting a little dark out here, but remember to check us out on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and share the video. Go check us out on Twitter and Facebook, the community page.
Yeah, we're posting all of our news. We're posting up times to go meet up with us in movies. Also, our community game nights.
Yes.
So make sure that you guys pay attention to that. That way, we can invite you to be a part of this community that we're trying to grow. With that, we bid you adieu, and we'll see you next time on our review for the next movie.
That's Bennett, and I'm Sean.
See you.